There's no fire today. Today, I won't be angry. I will not worry. I'll be grateful. I will work hard. I will be kind to others. These are the Reiki ideals in English. Just for today, I won't be angry. I will not worry. I'll be grateful. I will work hard. I will be kind to others. Today, I won't be angry. I will not worry. I'll be grateful. I will work hard. I will be kind to others. Aloha, beautifuls. Thank you for joining me. The secret method of inviting happiness, the spiritual medicine for all diseases. With hands in gasha, this is a Reiki technique, chant these words with your mouth and keep them in mind for improvement of mind and body. Usui Reiki Ryoho, founder Mikei Usui. And those are the Reiki ideals. The Reiki ideals in English. I've been singing them in Japanese, but the song also sings them in English. So, you know, you learn them in Japanese and English, which is really, really nice. And basically, they're 5 precepts. They're the precepts of Reiki, if you've ever heard of like the Buddhist 5 precepts. But anyway, enough about that for now. We got an agenda. Welcome, y'all. Thank you for tuning in live today. Today is day 31. Oh my gosh, of the 40 days of Reiki. Yes, this is my 31st day coming on here live with y'all, connecting about Reiki. And my intention has been and continues to be educating you, informing you, inspiring you, and intriguing you about Reiki as a tool for healing in mind, body, soul, and spirit, as well as a tool of spiritual awakening, as well as a spiritual path if you choose to step into that. But as I always say, Reiki a la carte. You take what you need, you leave the rest. You take what resonates, you leave the rest. It can be whatever you need it to be. Whatever you need from Reiki, Reiki can rise and support that. You know, some people are only looking for physical healing or mental, emotional healing, and that's what Reiki can deliver. Okay, other people are more like me, or like, you know, we've gotten a lot of the healing already. I've seen the spiritual awakening potential that's available, and like the guidance and the ability to use this as a spiritual path, and I'm like, yes please, I would like that. That sounds lovely. And it makes sense on my particular journey. But you know, I didn't know that when I first signed up for my Reiki 1 and 2 class at all, that it would become this. I just followed my heart. I followed a deep curiosity within myself. And that's what I encourage you to do if you're on here, if you keep tuning into these. Clearly, you're curious about Reiki, and to follow that curiosity, to check it out. And if you feel like you resonate with me, I am teaching. It's gonna be amazing. Deeply, deeply healing, transformational experience. If you're at the very least just looking for a weekend where you feel better, y'all, the internet people are coming later today and tomorrow morning, so this will not be a problem. I was just talking about teaching Reiki online, and then my internet goes out like every time I get on one of these lives. But hey, y'all, I'm sending Reiki to it. Every time it cuts out, I send Reiki to the internet, and it does come back. So blessings of the spirits of technology. So I will have fiber optic by the time I'm teaching my Reiki class. And I was just sharing that, Reiki, what distinguishes it from ki or chi or prana or life force energy is that it's spiritually guided. It comes from a very, very high source of consciousness. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's changed my life in so many remarkable ways, and continues to, mysteriously blow my mind and heart wide open every single day. So enough about that. You can register for the class if you're interested. At the very least, you will feel more relaxed and your stress totally reduced from attending this Reiki 1 and 2 class. And it's suitable for beginners. If you've never had any kind of Reiki training, you still don't really even know what Reiki is. That's how I was when I took my first training. I was like, I don't even really know what this is, like energy healing, and like I like healing and spiritual stuff, so I'm gonna do this. And I saw my friend who was teaching the class, I saw her transformation, one pre-Reiki to after she had been working with it for a while, and I was like, I want what she's got. So I took that class, and I came away with inner guidance, connecting to my guides, a tool, right, for myself, for stress management, mind management, physical healing, as well as a way to make money right away. You get certified in Reiki 1 and 2. You get a professional certificate. You have a professional certification, and you're able to give Reiki to other people and charge money for it if you're called to do that. Some people, they take it and they just want to share it with friends or family or their animals and not charge them. That's perfectly fine. And it's also wonderful if you are looking for another source of income. It can become a business, just you giving Reiki, or it can complement whatever kind of business you are currently doing. If you're in, some kind of health, beauty, etc., you can figure out a way to weave it in services, and you can do it in person or online. You get trained to do that, and you get empowered. You get specific energy that can do both of those things really, really, really well. So there's that. The link to that registration is in my bio, or it's in the description if you're watching this on YouTube later on. What else? Share this. If you're feeling the healing in these Reiki live streams, please share them with friends, share them with family members, share them to your stories, to your social media. That's one way you can give back to the energy that you receive, and to share the healing with other people. who need it. This world needs a lot of healing right now. The people of the world, we've been going through a rough time, and this is something that helps a lot. So share it with somebody you love or care about, or maybe you're worried about. Without further ado, let us call in the Reiki energy. I'm gonna drink some juice. Got a big juice today. Celery, apple. It's phenomenal. So Reiki invocation is a guided meditation where I'm going to be talking and you're just going to sit, eyes closed, relax, and drop in and receive and not worry about specific words. Don't worry about if you know what Reiki is or not. You still don't really get it. It's okay. If you're open to receive energy, you will receive energy. Reiki is conscious, again, if, as I said, and it will respect your free will. If you're open to it, it will go to you. If you're not open to it, it won't go to you. And it will also dose you appropriately too. So if you only want a little bit, it's going to give you a little bit. If you only need a little bit, or if you need a lot, it'll give you a lot. It'll give you as much as you can handle. And it'll treat you exactly. And me just saying this is like empowering it to do that. That's so cool. God, I love Reiki. Oh my gosh. But it'll go wherever in your body too. Reiki, please go wherever in these people's bodies or energy fields that they need the healing the most. And then so it is, right? That's how it works. Yes, I'm coming to you from Hawaii, the Big Island. So there's some aloha. There's some like just good vibes coming from Hawaii. Hawaii is definitely very intimately connected with Reiki. Maybe I'll talk about that a little later. But for now, just go ahead and close your eyes and take some deep breaths. I'm going to ground in, drop in, tune and turn our awareness inward to the breath breathing, the heart beating, the body doing its magical thing, energy flowing. Everything is as it should be. Trusting this moment, this beautiful present moment, experiencing this now moment and appreciating it, celebrating it, rejoicing in it. Thank you for this moment in time where we get to come together and share in this beautiful, magnificent healing energy. This force of awakening, waking up the light in mind, body, soul, and spirit for true, deep, complete, holistic healing and unification of all parts of ourselves, of our bodies, of our minds and spirits. Unification consciousness within ourselves, contributing to unification consciousness amongst all humans, amongst all beings on earth, working together to create and share and shine more love and more light on this beautiful planet we call home. The light of Reiki fills the space around you. And as you breathe in, the light of Reiki flows in on your breath and fills your body. You receive the light, and the light within you wakes up and is revealed to you. This is the light of your life force, your spirit. There are archangels standing at the corners of the land, and on every side, standing all around you. And they shine their light into the light. As you breathe in, the power of love fills your breath and you receive the power of love. And the power of love within you wakes up and is revealed to you. You remember, love is who you are at the core of your being. The light of the divine mind fills your breath, and as you breathe in, you receive the power of the divine mind, and the divine mind within you wakes up. Your higher consciousness, your higher thought is present, and the field of possibilities is open. Your intuition, instincts, and imagination are awake. Your inner guidance, your inner truth, and inner authority are revealed. Your heightened perceptions, senses, instincts, and observations are awake and present and revealed to you. The light of the divine heart fills your breath, and as you breathe in, you receive the power of the divine heart, and the divine heart within you wakes up, and your heart light is revealed. Your heart light shines out in front of you, on each side, above you, below you, and within you. This is your divine presence. And as you see your divine presence, you see it in everything and everyone around you. The light of the earth rises through you and fills your body and your breath, and you remember that your body is made of the earth. Your body gives your life force, your spirit, breath, and life. Your body is the treasure house for your great beaming light. Your pure human spirit is revealed. The light of creation, the light of God, fills the air you breathe and flows in and reveals the light of creation, the light of God in you. Your divine spirit is revealed. Your divine spirit and human spirit unify in your breath. When you listen, you can hear the heartbeat of the earth and the heartbeat of creation beating in the same rhythm as your heart. The light of creation and the light of your body are one light within you. Your divine nature is present in your human nature. You remember your beautiful spirit, your life force, is here in your life in this moment in time. Look into your heart and say thank you to you. Take this time to notice how deeply you love, how deeply you care. We say thank you to each other. We are meant to be here together today. We say thank you to the angels and the enlightened ones who join us, and thank you to the teachers who come before us, and the descendants who come after us. We are honored to be among them. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Thank you, mahalo. As a child of God, I claim my power and purpose as a servant of God. I demand that all darkness leave me and all who are present immediately, to go into the light to be healed. I ask that Archangel Michael place me and all who are watching in his blue bubble of protection against all darkness. Aloha, friends. Y'all can come back as you're ready, taking your time, feeling the energy that you just received, bathing in it, relishing it, appreciating the kindness, the generosity of Reiki for sharing so freely to all who give it permission to do so. If y'all have any questions or comments, y'all can drop them in the chat now and at any time. Good energy. I almost started crying during the invocation. Sometimes it just hits me. It hits me really hard. Like in a good way. Like in a really soft way. Raw Vegan Justin says, thank you, really needed this. I'm really glad you received it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Like, to be able to feel all the feelings and like express them, be in touch with them. For so many years I was not in touch with them at all. I rejected my feelings, medicated them with psych meds, and now, and then when I got off psych meds, I was like, oh, there's so many feelings, and like didn't know how to cope with them. But Reiki is an amazing emotional coping tool, and allowing the emotions to flow freely without getting attached to them or stuck in them for a long period of time. As happens in depression, someone feels the sadness, identifies with it, holds it, and continues to perpetuate it, seeing all of reality and all of themselves through that lens of depression. And really, when the depression is just a signpost, it's an indication that something in the person's life needs to change, needs to be altered. There's something fundamentally that might need to shift. And Reiki's a tool. It certainly has helped me tap into my inner guidance more fully, more deeply, more completely, access this infinite reservoir of wisdom within that knows what to do. We all know what to do. We all know why we're here. We all know what's really best for us. But, over the course of our lives and our soul's history, things accumulate, layers cover over that knowingness, and making it very hard for us to be clear about why we're here, what's the next best step, and can be very, very confusing and very, very distracting, as I've talked about many times in this age of so much information and so much stimulation and these amazing technologies we have available to us to connect like we are now, and to look at information and to consume information, that just always going externally for that information, and always just cramming our sensory apparatus with that can clog things up, creating these layers of density that then separate us from that in touchness with our inner knowing, our inner authority, our inner guidance. And the beauty of Reiki, particularly the holy fire Reiki that I work with, is that it will lift those layers, release and heal those layers of that density, that culturally created self, all the conditioning, all the programming, etc., all that confusion, all that insanity that is being transmitted on our earth, the collective madness, will heal those layers and reveal and start empowering the authentic self, and that that voice within that does know what to do, that does know why you're here, that has that certainty, the one that's got the plan. And it's not the plan that stresses you out to no end. It's that plan, it's that vision, it's that holding that highest vision for yourself. That voice gets stronger, it gets clearer, it has more authority. And I've been able to listen to it a lot more. And this is one of the effects of Reiki. This is one of the observable phenomena in people who really will work with the energy over time. And it only gets stronger over time. This process immediately started happening as soon as I signed up for my first Reiki 1 training. And it continued in the training and after. And then when I signed up for my next training, and during that training, and then after, and the whole almost a year that it's been since my last training is just strengthened and strengthened and strengthened and amplified. I can look back now and I'm like, wow. And I posted about that today and a bit about that yesterday too. Reiki has produced real, tangible, physical, observable results in my life, in my health, in my well-being, in even where I live now. I didn't live in Hawaii this time last year. I was somewhere else. And it was ultimately not where I needed to be, for much longer than that. My guidance was telling me to come here, even though it seemed crazy and not feasible. And there were a lot of beliefs about why I shouldn't do that or I couldn't make it work. And, I chose not to listen to those. And I chose to listen to my guidance. And, it was scary, but I did it. And I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. And in trusting that and allowing my guidance to lead me to the teachers I needed to learn from and the experiences that I needed to really ground in and drop in this next level of radiant health that I've been able to step into in these last 6 months or so has been phenomenal. Finally putting all these tools, all this learning, all this education that I've received on my health and healing journey the last 9 years, really empowering it and putting it into action in its highest expression, clearing it of any kind of unhealthy thinking, unhealthy behaviors, really in its highest expression, the implementation of all these tools that I've learned over my journey. And that has been such an immense gift. So it can be very practical. Practically speaking, I lost a ton of weight. I released a ton of inflammation. I released a ton of water retention. I was empowered and restored my hormonal balance. All my chakras have been cleared and opened and balanced. And as a result, all my glands are working, from my root, my sacral, my reproductive organs and glands are all working. My adrenals are working. I'm not reliant on caffeine. I have more energy than I know what to do with. If I eat cacao, it's like I'm too hyper. So I usually don't eat too much of that. Maybe have it once or twice a week. I really need to get some raw carrot powder so I can eliminate it completely. What else? What's the other glands here? We got adrenals. We got thymus. My immune system is stronger than ever. Like I'm very, very healthy and not worried about catching things right now. My thyroid, this has taken a lot of healing work, but it's finally healed. My metabolism is wonderful. My throat chakra is open. I'm communicating. I'm expressing. I was singing on here. I never would have done that even 6 months ago, 3 months ago, even 3 months ago, I wouldn't have done that. So that's huge. My pineal gland, holy moly, friends, is that online? It's as supercharged as it's ever been. Okay? As supercharged as it's ever been. My hypothalamus is working. My thalamus is working. All the glands in my body, the endocrine system is functioning very well. And as a result, my hormones are in balance. My neurotransmitters, my brain is operating at... I've been blessed with a good brain. Like, I will say that. All right. I was always a good student and everything. Very smart kid. And, that followed me into my adulthood. But this is like next level brain function of, right and left hemispheres all firing and working really well. Processing speed faster than ever. My neurons are firing really, really quickly to the point where sometimes I've come on here and I've been like unable to articulate the speed with which my thoughts are coming in and how profound some of those thoughts are. So my whole brain, it's like my whole brain has lit up and is communicating with all parts, and the heart and the brain communication is really, really good too, and can be expressed through the throat, because there's so much intelligence in this heart too. We have so much guidance here. This is, sending out this powerful magnetic field, and to have the heart back online, that's, talk about major source of power and clarity and love. Really accessing that healing vibration of love. And I'm only coming to realize now just how powerful that love vibration is for healing all things. The vibration of love, of forgiveness, of compassion. It can heal everything. I can heal everything. My eyes are glowing. Yeah, I've always had, more glowy eyes since I've been raw, but it's like now they're just like, they're light beams. That's one of the techniques in Reiki that you learn. It's one of the Japanese techniques, is how to send Reiki with your eyes. And that was available immediately to me after my first training. It was like, oh my God, I now have laser beam eyes. Like, that's not just in the comic strips. Like, I got it now, and I can use that for healing. And I can be doing a Reiki session in person with someone, because that's how I started out. And I could be my hands on their head, say, like this, like this. Right? And then I could be staring at their heart chakra, their heart, because I would feel that, like, oh man, they got some heart pain. Or a lot of times people in their guts are really messed up. I'd just be beaming, staring, and sending the Reiki with my eyes onto their bellies. And they would be like, after the session, I felt you in my head, but like there was so much heat in my heart, and like it was like a hand was like dug down deep in there, but like not in an uncomfortable way. And the same with, you know, in the gut and belly and all of that. So it's really, really amazing. These techniques work. You know, those are the techniques you learn in Reiki 1 and 2, which I'm teaching. I'm teaching Reiki 1 and 2 in May. So if you want to take Reiki and learn Reiki, y'all can register for that. The link to that is in my bio at Joyful Raw Life, or it's in the description if you're watching this on YouTube later on. I do offer one-on-one sessions. But yeah, come learn Reiki. I mean, that's better. The sessions are amazing, but learning it, it's like you get healing experiences that the Reiki energy will directly heal you when you're there, and you get several of them. They're really, really phenomenal. Yeah. I have not been giving in-person sessions on the Big Island. I don't have a table right now. I think when I go back to the mainland, I'll bring my table back to me so I am able to give in-person sessions, because I miss those. Those are really fun. But the thing is, friends, it works just as well at a distance, and sometimes it feels even like cooler and trippier, to be honest. You know, I've been doing a lot of online sessions, and the results are phenomenal for people. They've been just as deep. They've had just as much, like, you know, visionary experiences on both ends. I did a session recently where I wasn't even on the phone with the person. Okay, we didn't even do a video call or a voice call. I just told them what I was going to do and got permission, and we did it that way, and it produced incredible results. So the distant is equal to the in-person, and the distant, actually, the energy upgraded itself back about a year ago when all this COVID stuff started rolling, in order to allow it to be taught online more effectively, and for the distance sessions, the distant treatments, to become more effective, for the reason of us being separated and really relying so much now on technology for events, for courses, for pretty much, you know, the vast majority of communication and time connecting. So the energy will rise to meet our needs. It's really, really amazing like that. It's our specific needs. And the potential is truly limitless. So, y'all have any other questions? Yeah, I was talking about tangible results I've gotten, and yeah, all my chakras coming online. My energy levels are incredible. The mental clarity is incredible. And, you know, those are just kind of sticking with mental, emotional, physical benefits. The spiritual benefits are limitless as well. Really, really limitless as well. So, I was talking yesterday about some of the limiting beliefs or misconceptions, myths about Reiki. One of which being that, you know, it's too woo-woo, and how yesterday I was talking about Reiki is in hospitals across the U.S. It's being used as a complementary medicine in treating cancer patients and various patients pre-op, post-op, during surgeries, in recovery. Nurses are using it, doctors are being trained. There are volunteer programs in hospitals where Reiki practitioners go and will give Reiki in hospitals. And I was reading a study last night that said that patients were saying that they would like to be able to pay the Reiki practitioners, and that, you know, it would be great if it wasn't a volunteer program as well, like they wanted more sessions. So, you know, that this is an impetus for hospitals, which are businesses, you know, as a potential additional source of income is to be offering Reiki, and how Reiki can complement any kind of traditional standard biomedical treatment, whether it's chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, etc., you name it. Reiki will only increase and complement the healing and speed up recovery and assist with even, deeper levels of healing, which getting to the root cause, Reiki truly gets to the root cause, wherever that may be. Like, that's the thing, because it's limitless potential, infinite possibility energy. Like, it can go as far back as needed to handle that root cause, and everything is forgivable and everything is healable is what I've observed, as long as it's, the person permits the release to happen, then it can be cleared. And this was interesting too. I was reflecting and reading about this, the karma piece, because there's been a concern. Another myth is that it is not good for karma, like it disrupts karma. And the thing is, Reiki is conscious energy. So the Reiki practitioner does not take on the karma of the client. Reiki deals with that karma. And Reiki has the resources to provide the high-level counseling, the high-level processing, the high-level clearing and release of some of this really, really heavy, deep, deeply wounded karma, and can relate to it that way. So it's not like the karma is just, it's like being poof, it's, like it's messing it up. It's like, no, actually Reiki can heal it and handle it in ways that most of us humans, like, we don't have the tools to do that just yet. So Reiki is being offered in hospitals, as I said. It's being studied. It's showing up more and more in the scientific literature. More and more prestigious institutions, academic institutions, are researching Reiki. More and more prestigious hospitals are starting some kind of Reiki program in there. I was trying to find stats on exact numbers, and apparently it is hard. It's hard to find that. That's why I was sharing numbers that were like, 12, 13 years old, that were still pretty good. But, a lot of these programs, they go in and out. They go away when there's no more funding left and things like that. So, I would imagine it's increased since the 15% of hospitals as of 2007, 2008. No, I don't drink caffeine. I don't need to. If I did, I think I would have too much energy. Actually, I had one of these alive root teas. It's like such a delicious flavor. It's a root beer flavor, and it's pu'er tea with some maple syrup and apple cider vinegar. And the pu'er tea contains caffeine. It's a black tea, very high vibrational tea. And when I do that, I can't sleep at night. I like cacao. I love the chocolate flavor is what I really like. If I could get the chocolate flavor without the stimulation, that would be great. And that's why I want to get the raw carob. But I was very addicted to cacao, actually. For like a few years, I was very addicted to coffee. On and off my whole life, since I was 15. Not when I was a little kid, but like since I was 15, I was on and off very addicted to coffee, and really running my adrenals into the ground, and completely dehydrating myself, and increasing stress, increasing anxiety, depleting my body's ability to cleanse and detoxify itself, and really setting myself up for poor health and disease. And I quit coffee the last time in 2018 in December. I quit it cold turkey at the same time. I went raw. I've been on a raw vegan path since 2014, but it's been like on and off. 2018, the same time I quit the coffee, I quit, or I stopped eating cooked food and was like, I'm just doing raw. And in order to support that transition from coffee to, nothing, I started using cacao. And what I found was I was using it every day. And, kind of more and more, I would kind of dial back a little bit. And then I'd find, it'd creep back more and more. It'd be like, 2 huge tablespoons like in one meal, and then 2 huge tablespoons the next meal, and then suddenly I was like putting some nibs on too, and and then what I was finding too, I was like stressed out when I was doing that. I had more anxious energy and was not as good in my center. So it was last September 2020. I was like, my relationship with cacao is addictive. Like it's not serving me. And that's something that Reiki can help people see too. What is serving, what's not serving, and empowering me to release that behavior. So I weaned myself off, and then for a period of months I didn't have any. And then recently, in the last 2 months, I was like, how can I relate to it in a healthy way now, right? And so what I came up with was having it like once or twice a week, and that seems to be fine. But I don't need the energy, like, and Reiki can give like, what do you really like about this substance too? Like, what are you looking for, right? Like ultimately with cacao, like I want the chocolate flavor. Now I will be experiencing a cacao ceremony very soon, and I am very excited to relate to it in that capacity as a plant medicine, as a heart opener, because it is. I think that's part of why I was so attached to it, is because it is one of these enlightened plants with like a lot to show us and teach us, but how to relate to them in a truly healthy way to bring about your highest expression. But yeah, there's this wonderful article in the Reiki 1 and 2 manual about preparation for an attunement or a placement or an ignition. And what all those words mean is that describes the process of directly receiving the Reiki energy during a Reiki class. So one of those is, and it's lifestyle recommendations, because I loved seeing this, because it's this acknowledgement that we are holistic beings, right? And to get the full benefits of this energy, it is supported by healthy lifestyle change. So some of them are like, basically go vegan straight up before your attunement, at least just before the class. Consider a water or juice fast if you're already vegan or vegetarian. And then minimize your use of coffee and caffeine, or stop completely. They create imbalances in the nervous and endocrine systems. Use no caffeine on class days. It's very true. Like it gets us too fast, and it triggers that fight or flight, and we get so addicted to it we don't even realize. We just like, oh, that's like my normal setting, when really, to get off it, you'll feel a lot. I know for me, I felt so much more calm and centered and clear, less frenetic, less of that like restless energy of just like, oh, I'm not really comfortable here, but I don't really want to do something else, but nah, for frenetic energy. Releasing it is very much in the best interest of preparing for a Reiki placement, a placement of the Reiki energy, this could be said of a session too, like releasing the caffeine prior to a session, and then afterwards, the degree to which, in my opinion, the preparing for a Reiki attunement placement, all of this is good lifestyle things to include all the time. I mean, some of the other ones are no alcohol, minimize or stop using sweets, don't eat chocolate, if you smoke, cut back, smoke as little as possible, meditate for a half an hour each day, using any style, or simply spend time in silence, reduce or eliminate time watching TV, listening to the radio, and reading newspapers. It's old school, y'all. Just social media also, all the media. Go for quiet walks, spend time with nature, and get exercise. Give more attention to the subtle impressions and sensations within and around you. Contemplate their meaning. Release all anger, fear, jealousy, hate, worry up to the light. Create a sacred space within and around you. And for me, it's like, this is every day. This isn't just 3 days before a Reiki attunement. Hey Rachel, Pink Fuzzy Fairy in the house. We're talking about Reiki, and I was just sharing some of the lifestyle recommendations for before taking a Reiki class, which in reality, match very well. Rachel and I both practice a raw vegan lifestyle, and having a holistic raw vegan lifestyle is certainly a great support for the Reiki energy, and the Reiki energy has been the key for me in sustaining this, as I said, in my highest expression, and releasing any of the self-limiting beliefs that were driving unhealthy behaviors, addictive behaviors, binge eating, overeating, relating to food and body in an unhealthy way, compulsive weighing, compulsive calorie counting, any of that, all of that disorderedness that could be surrounding the implementation and practice of a high vibe raw vegan lifestyle. All of that's been cleared away from me so that I can fully enjoy this beautiful, blessed lifestyle that I live. And in practicing it, I find the quality of the Reiki energy I'm able to channel is that much higher, because my vessel is truly so pure and so clean. And also my receptivity to more of the subtle and spiritual awakening benefits is enhanced by living like this all the time, not just before an attunement, but like I'm not going binge drinking on the weekend or smoking or not meditating. Like, this is what I do all the time so I can get these max benefits of the energy, and it makes my sessions more effective. It makes any time I'm using this, in a business setting or for personal use, it makes my Reiki that much stronger, and my awareness of like what all is working that much stronger, because my vessel is clear. And also, I'm not inputting in all the media. I'm not inputting in all the television, all the social media all the time. I know y'all are like, you're on here all the time. I'm on here sharing all the time. I don't do a whole lot of consuming. And, there's plenty of good stuff to consume on here, but just realizing that, what is leading you to more love, right? Is whatever you're consuming leading you to more love? Oh, yeah. Is it reminding you who you are? Yeah. Well, then that's a good thing to consume, right? Might be just the thing you need. It probably is. Or is something you're watching or consuming or reading, etc., is it leading to more fear? So leading to fear, is it making you feel uneasy and unsettled and just like something's not right? Well, then that's probably not for your highest good to consume that, go ahead and change that channel. Or turn it off altogether, right? And sit and quietly meditate and listen to the birds singing and be present in your space. Be present in your space. So everything we consume truly matters. And the more I consume mindfully and intentionally, just what I need, right? Just the right education that I need, just the right food that I need, just the right stimulation that I need, the more I can be receptive and open to the divine, the more I can be receptive and open to the Reiki energy, to my own inner guidance, and know, hey, it's a good time for me to go ahead and do this thing. Or, hey, here's a cosmic download. Go ahead and write this out. This is a jewel. Or, hey, this is what was happening during that healing that was taking place. Or just enjoying the stillness of peace, right? Enjoying the stillness of peace. And being very, very aware too when my mind is looping on something, and just I'm going to turn on some healing music right now and clear it out, because my mind keeps going over this thought. And maybe too, that's an invitation for me to go ahead and journal about that. Why is that looping? Why is that thing bothering me? I'm annoyed by observing other people without their own inner guidance. That's something that was bothering me. I was being annoyed by, I noticed myself looping on this thought of this person who was parroting what someone else believed and had taken that belief to be their own and then expressing it as if it was theirs. And it was it was hurting. It was hurting me because I care about this person. And, it's a disservice to humanity that this person is not connected to their own inner guidance and expressing their own voice, because this person has a beautiful voice with a beautiful energy and message to share, and, is disempowered from that voice. And if anything, it's an opportunity for me to have compassion for that person and really be grateful for my own inner guidance and having the tools to connect with that. And it's an affirmation of just how much I want to teach this to other people, so that we can each be in our own perspectives. There's enough space for all of our perspectives. There's enough space for all of our voices. There's enough space for all of us, and all of that we bring, all of our opinions, all of our gifts and talents. And, how can we hold space for ourselves to express those individual gifts and talents and voices, and empower ourselves to get in touch with that voice and give it voice, right? Yeah, Tina's resonating. Tina knows. Tina, I read her stuff and she's like, this is Tina's voice, and I share it to my stories, especially the ones that I'm just this is just so good, everybody needs to read this. There's some wisdom, Tina dropping bombs of wisdom right here, bombs of love and wisdom. But yeah, it's a big problem in the world, basically, because we're shifting from this age. It's been an age of earth signs too, and we're shifting into the age of Aquarius, into the age of air. But also it's a shift from this age of the external authority. You tell me what to do, you tell me what to believe, you tell me who I am, you tell me what is required of me, to this age of the inner authority and going within. Who am I? Not who am I, you tell me. Who am I? Asking that question, and holding space for what emerges. Why am I here? What can I offer? How can I serve? What are my gifts and talents? Okay. How can I best bring those to be of service to others? What can I bring forth that will help people in the best way that I can? and clarifying the belief system too, because that's one of the other limiting beliefs. One of the other myths and misconceptions about Reiki is that it's a religion, when in fact it's like the most opposite of a religion. It's completely non-dogmatic. It empowers this inner authority for people. Specific tools and techniques are taught, specific, histories and philosophies and things are taught. But again, it's you take what resonates, you leave the rest. As you get to higher levels, it gets a bit more spiritual. But Reiki 1 and 2 is not too spiritual, And it's like, how can Reiki fit in with your belief system? And it's not giving you some belief system that has to be practiced. And truly, Reiki is in celebration and support of all belief systems and all of the world's religions and spiritual paths. I've talked about the world peace grid several times, but there's a prayer for that's practiced in Reiki. Again, for those who resonate, if you're like, I don't want world peace, you don't have to say the prayer, but if you want to be a part of that and it resonates, it's blessing that all the followers of the world's religions and spiritual paths may come together for the highest good of planet Earth and basically unite. No, not, all believe and practice the same thing, but like come to understand that, hey, you're doing your thing and you're believing your beliefs, and that's cool, and I'm believing my beliefs and practicing my way, and that's cool, and I love me and I love you, and we can be different, and yet we could still be working together for the highest good of ourselves, others, and the world. It's not a religion. It has healed my religious trauma, as I've talked about many times on here. Y'all could go back in the previous lives and hear more about that. It is completely, when I sat in my first, in 2019, Reiki training, and I heard my teacher say the word God, the words God and Jesus and Holy Spirit, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Nah, this might not go over okay for me. And then now, it's a year and a half later, and I'm like, God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. I'm like, something shifted big time, and it's not like now I'm Christian. That's not what happened. Now I'm not Christian. I don't identify as Christian. I don't identify as Buddhist. I've been baptized in both traditions, or I took refuge as a Buddhist. They don't call it baptism. But I'm not either. I'm an appreciator of the spiritual resources of all the world's religions, and I can appreciate and love all the different ascended masters, illumined beings, the brothers and sisters of the light, who are the loving beings of the founders of the world's religions, who in this Reiki tradition, the belief is that they ascended to such a level of enlightenment and pure consciousness that they were all on board in unification consciousness, and now they've come down to where they're working more and more with humans, as non-physical beings, and then as we allow them, coming into human form as well, through our connection to the divine, through our devotion to a spiritual practice. And it's so cool. I don't think I can express that in as many ways as possible, but it's really, really awesome. It's definitely not a religion. You can come into a Reiki class and be purely of a scientific mind, thinking in terms of consciousness and biofield and energy, and you're just as welcome as the person who is a practicing Jew or Hindu or whatever, right? Everybody is truly welcome, and it's like a path of yoga, where I've been to yoga trainings before. There are people there of all different religions, and everybody's welcome, because yoga is not a religion. It is a spiritual path, and it, just like Reiki, it can be a spiritual path, or you can relate to it just as an exercise class, just on the asana limb of yoga, and have a very rich relationship to yoga. Someone could relate to Reiki as just a physical healing modality for themselves, even just for themselves. Just going to give Reiki to myself for physical healing, or just going to give Reiki to myself and, you know, some clients in a very medical way. There's that is in the lineage too. One of the Usui senseis, the founder's students, was Hayashi sensei, and he was a medical doctor, and Usui sensei asked him to go ahead and keep developing the system of Reiki as he was guided to do so. And so Hayashi sensei, this doctor in Japan, had this clinic, and he developed, you know, very specific like medical manual of how, you know, he was giving Reiki in specific ways to treat specific ailments, and he was seeing which hand positions, because it was being practiced in person, were working best for, let's say, heart disease. You know, was it right here? Was it these? Was it heart and, you know, left foot? What worked best for kidney disease? Was it directly on the kidneys? Was it above? Was it like these two shoulders? And having correlations observed over time of what were the most effective hand positions, and having a whole system for that, having a whole manual based on that, where students, if their inner guidance was not telling them where to go on a person they're having some trouble or something, then they could look in this manual and see, okay, this person has stomach cancer, so I need to treat this way because this is the most effective way to treat someone with stomach cancer. So it can be just a physical healing modality, in the same way that, you know, it could be a Jewish person practicing Reiki as a physical healing modality to treat, you know, physical ailments, just as it could be a Jewish person practicing yoga asana in yoga asana class, and, you know, taking a teacher training because they want to deepen their relationship to the asanas and learn about yoga. I think it was a good analogy for people who know yoga. Then y'all get that. I'll see what my guides say about other analogies I can relate it to, but that's certainly one that I know because I have a long background in yoga. Anyway, so yeah, we will keep talking about those you know, misconceptions and myths about Reiki, because I'm sure there are many, and I'll keep shining the light of consciousness on them, because that's what I'm here to do. But yeah, so I'm gonna be going to Costa Rica tomorrow. Yeah. Fiber optic internet hopefully will be installed tomorrow morning, so that when I get back, we be rolling with the high-speed internet. These lives will be faster than ever. My Zoom classes will be rolling like on the high frequencies of the high frequencies. Y'all can register for my online Reiki training in May if you're interested in that. It's appropriate for beginners, or if you have training in any lineage, any tradition, y'all are all welcome. The link to that is in my bio, or it's in the description. As far as how this 40 days of Reiki is going to proceed, given my travel schedule, TBH, that's short for to be honest, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try to come on here live tomorrow. My flight doesn't leave until the evening, but the thing is, the fiber optic internet people are coming sometime between, 9 in the morning and 2 p.m., which I gotta leave here at like 2:30 at the latest. So I told them, I was like, I have an international flight tomorrow night. Y'all need to get here in the morning. So I don't know. I'll do my best to show up here, but it does kind of depend on when he comes and what the timing of all that is. If it's going to create a whole lot of extra stress, then I'm not going to come on here, okay? Like self-care, all right? And then I'm going to continue to listen to my inner guidance about, once I'm in Costa Rica, if I'm going to be continuing the live streams when I'm there, because I'm going to be doing a lot of my own healing when I'm there. and I will receive guidance about how to continue the 40 days. The thing is, though, friends, I will continue it, okay? It might happen after Easter, to be honest. It might happen after, we might take a week off here or something like that. I don't know. But we will carry on. I will announce it in my stories. I'll announce it in my posts. Of course, I'll let y'all know. You'll see me go live, and that's what it'll be. I will be doing a tea time with my girl Tina, who may still be here, may not. The first Tuesday in April, for sure. That is Tuesday, April 6th, unless she has something in her schedule or we can't do it. But that's the plan for that. And I possibly will resume the 40 days of Reiki right around Easter. Wouldn't that be fun? I come on Easter and it's like, hey, day 32 or 33. We'll see. But I will finish because, as I said, I have much more to share about it. And yeah, and I've enjoyed these a lot. So I thank y'all for being on this journey with me. Again, if your guidance is telling you to take a class with me, then take a class with me, follow it. I'm so grateful that I made that leap of faith back almost a year and a half ago. It's completely changed my life. It has sped up my healing on all levels tremendously. It's sped up my spiritual awakening on all levels tremendously. It has been what was missing in my life, and I got it back. And as a result, the blessings have been so vast, so numerous, that I am humbled in gratitude more and more every moment that I'm alive. So much love to all y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jamie and Keith, for that well wishes. I'm very excited. Namaste, friends. As I said, I'll let you know, and we will meet again soon. I just don't know when. Love you.